Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Fit Pros. It's your boy, Jonathan Loudermilk, and as always, I've got my partner in crime, Mark, the Fitness Ninja Zalmanoff. But as always, before I pass the baton off to my man over here, I gotta ask you to do me a solid. And you know what's coming if you've been listening. I need you to help me help you by going ahead, hit the subscribe button, leave us a 5-star review. You know we drop hot fire on this podcast, and this episode is not going to leave you thinking anything less after today. You just wait. But go ahead, leave us a review, take a screenshot if you're on the IG, and tag us at the Fit Pro Bros. And Mark, I still can't believe we got that damn handle, man.
Can't believe it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But anyway, tag us on Instagram. And as always, looking forward to you enjoying the show. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to my partner, Mark, and he's going to introduce our special guest that we have today.
All right. Yes, very special guest in the house today. I'll tell you what, man, we've had some stellar individuals on this podcast, and this guy absolutely meets the criteria. We're super excited. Another one of our Apex brethren. This dude, met him a few months ago. Absolute badass in the podcast world. He went from 5 years in the big house. That's prison, by the way. Epstein didn't kill himself, but 5 years in prison to scaling businesses. He helps alpha entrepreneurs create dominant brands with podcasts. There's so many people in our network that work with this guy, and he just blows up podcasts left and right. So ladies and gentlemen, Zach Babcock. Zach, thanks for joining us, man.
Yo, what's cracking, man? I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
Another fun fact about Zach is he lives up in St. Louis, the Lou, and that's actually where I was born. So home of White Castles and fried ravioli. Every fucking restaurant up there has fried ravioli, and I love that shit. Oh, it's so good. So
I don't know how much of a fit pro you could be if you eat that every day, though. So he's gonna watch it.
You could be a power lifter. You're just a
power lifter.
All right, so Zach, we debriefed you a little bit, sir. We always start with story time. So what you got for us?
Yeah, man. I'd say the funniest experience, wildest, craziest experience I've ever had in the gym was one time I was meeting up with my buddy to do a workout, and we're doing a workout, and we're like 10 minutes into it, and he's like, "Oh man, I got shit," and he just bolts it for the bathroom, and then it's like 10 minutes gone by, and I'm texting him. He's like, "Man, I shit myself," and he literally shat through his pants into his croc. He was wearing Crocs in the gym.
Oh.
Yeah, he had to leave, to say the least, but he fucking shit himself in the gym. So first time for everything, right?
We call that a code brown in the industry, Zach. You know, code brown, everyone knows, and you just vacate the premises and you turtle toe it to the bathroom. That's how that works.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was a man on a mission. Like he said, "Oh man, I got to shit." It was just like deadlocked in on the bathroom.
That's I think that's karma for wearing Crocs to the gym.
Yeah, disrespectful.
So Zach, you have quite the story, obviously. So I want to give our listeners a chance to kind of understand who you are, where you came from. We can talk about the prison thing if you want, totally up to you. But there's a mindset that has to be embraced to get ahead in this world. And especially as an entrepreneur, we have a lot of coaches that listen to this show that are solopreneurs that are trying to do their own thing, whether it's in person or online. And, we encounter a lot of mindset stuff of people not being able to get out of their way and limiting beliefs and all that. So kind of take us through your journey a little bit. Let us know your background and, how you got to where you are now.
For sure, dude. Yeah, I love that you mentioned that there's a mindset that has to be embraced in order to do, legendary shit in life, period. But it's so true, man. But yeah, dude, I'll give you the real quick short version, and if you want to unpack more, we can definitely do that. I grew up without a father. I wanted to fit in with other people and be accepted, and I did a lot of stupid shit to try to be accepted by these people. And I didn't have any chief aim in life, and I ended up getting in a bunch of trouble. Caught 7-year sentence in prison. I did 4 years flat on it. Came out for about 2 years, and then I went right back in for DWI for violating my parole 20 days before my twin sons were born. And that was it. That was, when I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm going to be in my kid's life, man. I don't care what I got to do, but that's what I'm going to do. Didn't know what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. I just knew the reasons why. And I got out and became an entrepreneur. I got out 8 months after that, became an entrepreneur. I got laughed at for the next 3.5 years, no success. and then I finally broke through when I launched Underdog Empowerment, the podcast. Broke through in regards of gaining traction online, but I still wasn't crushing it, making money online yet. And that happened about a year after that when I started helping people with podcasting. And now we run a podcast, Powertrain. I recently stepped down as CEO of that because I got out of my own way, right? And I realized that I'm a creator, not a CEO type. And we're just scaling that, helping people build dominant brands with podcasts and working on some other stuff too, man. I'm just real grateful to be here, be able to do things that I'm doing today.
That's awesome, man. So, like, obviously, your origin story had a lot to do with the brand and your company that you started. So, like, what was that process, man, going through and kind of deciding to own that past and how it's really kind of shaped your company and all the great things you're doing now? I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, dude, I was scared to, share my story for a while. I mean, before I went back to prison, I got fired from a job after I got hired, or after I got promoted. The first week on, I sold 3,000. The whole store did 9,000 that day, and I only worked 6 hours of it. And so they bumped me up into management. But then the red flags went off, and like, oh, you're a convicted felon, kick rocks. And so I had that limiting belief that I couldn't share that part of my story because people were gonna, hold that against me and stuff. But when I had a mentor when I was in network marketing, I did that for about 2 years when I first got out, and she's the one that actually got me to start sharing it. And man, when I started owning it and when I quit, once I stopped trying to act like something that I wasn't, or trying to act further along than what I really was, and just being me and stop wearing the suits and ties and shit, because I'm not a suits and ties kind of guy, and just be me, that's when I really actually started getting traction, man. It's so simple, so cliche, everybody says it, man, but being real, man, gets you a long way.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine you in a suit and tie. Like, so here's the deal.
On the internet.
If you're listening to this, like, I've only known Zach, he's like a lot of our crew, just dresses in all black all the time. That's what we do. He's got this awesome beard going on, bald head. Like, I literally can't picture you in a suit. It's hilarious. Like, the visual of that has to be great.
I feel weird wearing it.
Yeah, for sure. So, by the way, if you're listening to this, make sure you stay till the end, because we got a little special gift for those of you who are contemplating, or maybe you even started a podcast already. Zach's got a little gift for you guys, so make sure you stick around for that. So I want to talk about the entrepreneurial journey. So what sparked it? Was it the fact that you were thinking, okay, well, everywhere I go now, somebody's going to say, well, you're a felon, you can't do this, you can't do that, we can only have you so high? Or do you think that there was something internally in you to begin with to follow that path? Because it's a rough one. We all know it.
Yeah, man. Great question. And it was definitely both. Like, there was that, that point where I was like, man, I can't get a job anywhere. Might as well go into business for myself. That played a role in it. But dude, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I just didn't know that's what it was called. I used to sell weed and Pokemon cards in grade school. You know what I'm saying? I was always hustling, man. I was in a rap group when I was as a kid, and in the group, I wasn't even the best rapper in the group, but I was the one that always, hey, let's go buy this studio time. Hey, let's, get everybody together to write music. Hey, let's go buy these tickets for the show. Hey, let's go sell these tickets. Like, I was always one that was making, the business side of it run. Dude, first job I got, McDonald's. I lasted half a shift, and then I pulled a Scarface from Half Baked. I was like, fuck you, you cool. And then all the jobs I got after that were always into door-to-door sales, like thermal window siding, roofing, gutters, shit like that, which just always gravitated towards something where, I wasn't capped at an hourly rate and where I could, create and be free in the process. And yeah, so it was always in me. Sorry for the long-winded answer.
Oh no, that's great. It's funny. I think it's common for a lot of entrepreneurs to have that type of background. Like, so like the Pokemon and weed is awesome, but to be doing it at an early age. I remember, buying bubble gum and then selling the individual pieces to my friends.
Yeah.
Back in like 7th and 8th grade when you're standing out before school. Anybody got any gum? I do. Quarter. Like, oh. And I was just trying to feed my own habit. So at the time I wasn't making money. I was just like, I'm just going to get this and go buy shit I want.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. So how did you land in the podcasting space? Because, that's definitely it's a unique niche for sure. And it's definitely a specific audience that you're talking to because, as many podcasts as there are, most people still don't have a podcast or even listen to podcasts. So what put you down that path?
Yeah, man, it was wild, man. For both getting into it myself and then also turning it into a business. And I say it because, like, you ever had like something where you go through and like there's signs in front of you and like do this, but you're like trying to do something else, and it's just like, yeah, that's what was going on with me. So prior to me launching my podcast, dude, I was on YouTube for 2 years prior to that. And I put out a video 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for almost 2 years straight. There's a lot of work that goes involved that when you're doing it all yourself. But it didn't take off. My branding at the time was Win with Zach. Number one, that's cheesy as all get up. And secondly, it was Win with Zach. That was about me. It wasn't a movement that people could identify with and get behind. You know what I mean? And so that never took off. And then I never did want to do a podcast because I liked the camera better. I was like, audio's boring, whatever. And well, anyways, it's fun. It's funny because now, if you ever follow my content, I kind of talk shit on the funnel hackers, the dick funnels or whatnot, just because they're so cheesy and But at the time in 2017, I was going through all of Russell Brunson's courses. I bought the Funnel Hacks Masterclass. And anyways, in one of those modules, he was telling this story about one of his clients that was like, anytime he tried to collaborate with anybody or look for opportunity, nobody, was giving him the time of day. And I was like, dude, that's me right now. Every time I try to collaborate with anybody, I'm getting laughed at because I'm a ex-convict trying to start a business or whatnot. And he said, once he launched his podcast, all these opportunities open. And I was like, fuck it. What else? At this point, I'm just throwing shit on the wall, trying to see what sticks. And so I went on YouTube and found some tutorials on how to launch a podcast, the technical side of it, figured it all out, got it launched. And then I got ranked on day 3, which was crazy on Apple. And then the following week I had Billie Jean on the show, and it's just been skyrocketing ever since. And it was crazy because one week I went from nobody giving me a shot to having Billie Jean on. That was wild. So that was like how I got into doing it myself. I don't want to keep on talking because I don't know about you. If you ever had like a guest that comes on, you ask them one question, they start blabbing on for 30 minutes. That's not fun. But I could share my part about how I started as a business as well. But yeah, that was the start, man.
Yeah, share away, dude. Like the more you talk, the less we talk. It's a good thing for this show. So absolutely share away.
Right on, man. Well, so I got in and I started actually having success. Like became a top rated podcaster. And now I'm starting to interview these high level people, but I still wasn't making a lot of money. I was making anywhere from $200 to $800 a month through affiliate marketing, and that was it. And I don't know about you, but $200 to $800 ain't a lot to live on. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting here trying to figure this thing out, and I'm trying to, do all this other shit, man. I had this guy reach out to me, and he had this program that did over 20 million in revenues and had 1,000 successful graduates. And it was a program on lead generation, customer acquisition, and scaling. And so we took that program and repackaged it with me, like leading with it, bringing people in, and he ran it with me. But dude, I felt like a slime ball, dude. I felt cheesy and because I'm sitting here trying to achieve something by teaching it. And it was just ass backwards. Like, I never fucking scaled a business. I never, you know what I'm saying? So it just didn't sit right with me with my core values. So I made a post and called myself out on it. Was like, dude, I'm doing this, but I never done it myself. So I'm pulling the plug on it, and I'm just going to go back to the drawing board and continue this affiliate marketing thing. And when I have something legit, I'll come back to the marketplace. And that was scary to do, but it was, as soon as I did it, just was like the weight of the world lifted off of my shoulders. And I had so many people reaching out. I was like, dude, it's a breath of fresh air. Thank you. So long story short, was just looking around. Well, I got invited to speak at this event. I spoke the first day, shared my story. It was cool. And then Marshall came up to me after and was like, dude, can you come up tomorrow and speak just on podcasts? I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem. You know, when you're inside the bottle, you can't read the label on the outside, right? Well, I go up and I speak just about podcasts, and people's eyes are lighting up like, whoa, because I'm showing them how to rank a podcast, how I interview, you know, high level people, and how I'm growing the downloads and all this. And everybody's just super excited about it. I'm like, man, I might have something here. So I put together an offer and put it out in March of 2019, and it blew up, and we've been doing 10K a month ever since then or more. And so it was something that I was completely not expecting to do. Just kind of fell into it.
I think there's a lot to unpack there.
Sorry for the long-winded answer.
No, dude, I love it. I love it. I mean, that's, you know, again, going back to the mindset of things, like I'm hearing problem solving. I'm hearing problem solving. Not only that, but listening to what's being presented to you. And I think that's huge. And, you know, as fitness coaches, a lot of times coaches are getting pulled every which way. They're not quite sure what they want to do. You know, do I want to do online? Do I want to do in person? And they just get lost instead of doubling down on what's actually working. So that's why I like the story of, you know, you start talking and you're observant. So you're paying attention, right? And you're seeing, oh, people are like responding to this. Well, then do more of that. You know, I tell coaches all the time, I'm like, how'd you get your last 5 clients? And they'll tell me, I'm like, okay, do more of that until it stops working. Quit trying to do 10 other different things and be frustrated with it. So, you know, I love it. I love it. Like I said, I just hear problem solving and looking for the opportunity to help other people.
Right on, man. I mean, dude, I'm so glad you said it, because that's you, you're not the only one. Like, if anybody do me with trying to start 10 things at once, I am like the poster child for that shit. And it splits the focus, it bogs you down, and you get away. You just, I think us humans by nature, we just try to overcomplicate things. Like, if we don't put like a value on it, unless it's complicated, and it's the simplest shit that always wins, man. So if that's you, don't be discouraged. I built in systems and structures in our business to where I step down as CEO, and that, you know, keeps us doing the shit that's our bread and butter, and it allows me to be the creator and go out and test and experiment and try all the other shit. And then, you know, when we find winners, boom, then we can integrate that into the whole business model and keep doing it. But yeah, that's important, man. Don't get bogged down with all this 100 different ways to skin a cat whenever you got one that already works.
Yeah, man. And it's funny you mentioned that, because it's a great example of one of the things me and Mark talk about in our program, Fit Pro Collective, is we talk a lot about, do you want to be right or do you want to win? There's a lot of people trying to be right and win, and it very rarely works out that way, at least in my experience going through life. And to hear you go like, man, I'm so focused on winning and staying within integrity, like the step down from CEO, the focus on your genius zone, like there's a lot of people that would never do that, because for them, that's them not being right, versus clearly you're focused on winning, man. And I respect the hell out of that.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's shift gears just a little bit. So you are a father. You have twins, right?
Double trouble.
So again, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, we see a lot of time mismanagement, and a lot of times it negatively affects family life, because we know we can all just work nonstop 24 hours a day if we wanted to. So what do you do and implement in order to kind of keep, I don't like saying balance, but to keep some sort of, you know, checks and balances in place to make sure you're spending time in the appropriate arenas that you need to be in?
Yeah, man. This year been killing it in that regard. But prior to January of this year, I was like the business. That's it, 100% of the time. Like that's all my focus was, and it was cool. I mean, we grew a lot. We built something from scratch, and built a really awesome company, and made some waves or whatnot. But dude, my health went to shit. I wasn't spending time with my kids, dude. The whole reason why I started this shit was to get back in my kid's life. You know what I'm saying? And now here I am working 16 to 18-hour days, 5 to 7 days a week. And I wasn't, and the little time that I was with my family, I was on my phone. I wasn't even with them. I wasn't even present, you know? And so, in January, I made a hard decision, and I said, you know what? I'm going to 20-hour work weeks, 12 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, right away. Implemented it. That lasted 1 week. And then I dropped Friday altogether and went down to 16-hour weeks, Monday through Thursday. And I've been doing that all year. And now every single, like I don't even roll into work till 12. So the whole morning I'm able to do shit for me, working out, meditating, reading, journaling, all that, all my little, my little routine, plus my nighttime routine. That's what most people sleep on. Dude, I got a little bedtime routine that gets me amazing sleep and rest. But I'm able to focus on that. And now it's crazy because our business is booming 10 times harder than it's ever had before. And I'm working just a fraction of what I used to, man. So that was the answer to that is to build in a set schedule that I live and die by. Like once 4 p.m. hits, we're done with business. I don't give a fuck if there's clients fucking screaming their heads off, everything's on fire. I'm gone, man. I got other responsibilities in life too, man. And that's been a night and day difference, man. I wish I'd have done it a lot sooner.
So again, if you're a coach, and especially if you're an online coach, hope you heard that, because that's called boundaries, folks. And so many of us are just fucking terrible at creating boundaries and just being available, because we think, well, if I'm not available, they're going to leave or they're going to go away. Where the fuck are they going to go? They're already paying you. And as long as you set the parameters and you set the expectations and people know what your business hours are, then there's nothing to worry about. I know our buddy Mike Claudio talks about it a lot too, of just setting the expectations for people and saying, look, here's when I work. Here's when I do these things. You want this from me? Totally cool. On Tuesdays between 12 and 4 is when I handle this. So next Tuesday, I will handle this. And then people go, oh, okay. Like as long as you're not giving them unrealistic expectations, people are fine. It's when you overpromise things and then don't deliver that, that's when people really struggle and you get into trouble. So, I totally respect that schedule. And I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, like when you're only working those hours, like you are hyper focused on what you're doing during that time.
Yeah, exactly, dude. What you just said right there is exactly what goes on, because you only have such a short period of window to work in. What I've noticed, what it does for me is that I don't do all that bullshit busy work that I used to do before, that work just to be doing it. A lot of us will do it. We'll think that we're being productive. It's just work that doesn't really push the needle forward. And so in that time, it's forced me to get really good at prioritizing what's the most high leverage activity that I could be doing right now. Boom. And I'm always doing it. And so I like to wrap it up with one of my favorite quotes now is, the most important thing is to keep the most important thing, the most important thing. Yeah, man.
You put that on a t-shirt, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's a good
right there.
That's good. I want to know about this bedtime routine.
Yes. All right. So, bro, everybody talks about the morning routine, rightfully so, very important. I don't hear people talking about the bedtime routine, and it's just as important. You know what I'm saying? So every single night, and you could do whatever, but I got this thing, a Whoop band. It's a thing that tracks my HRV and heart rate, whatnot, and it's fucking amazing. It's incredible, dude. It's I'm a type of person that likes to see my progress and beat records, whatever. But anyway, so every single night though, what I did is they surveyed their top 100 best sleepers, the data, and they picked the top 100 sleepers or whatnot that consistently got great recovery and sleep. And they asked them what their routines were. How did they do that? And so they came out with this article that had these 45 best tips to get incredible sleep and recovery. And so I went through that and I picked some, some that I wanted to do and some that, like I'm not doing the lavender lotion or whatever, but you know what I'm saying?
My wife
let that one go.
Yeah, my wife does that every night.
Yeah, it's supposedly, real good for recovery and for sleep or whatnot. But so what I do though is every single night my alarm goes off at 7:30 to put my Blu-ray blockers on. And so I put those deals on. And so now it's blocking the Blu-ray, light from our phones and shit. And then I physically watch the sunset go down because there's science behind watching the sun go down. It's really good for our circadian rhythm or whatever it's called. But so it's real good for that. And then after that, then I'll right at 9 p.m., bro, I'll hit the massage gun, my whole body with the massage gun, have my wife hit the back. Then I'll hit the roller, roll my body out. Then I'll stretch. Then I'll hit the little Tibetan bowl and tuning fork and meditation. Then I'll do my nighttime journal. Then I put on my white noise, which is just the ocean sounds, and take a melatonin, and I am fucking gone. Oh, and CBD, and I take a Delta 8. And I have to take it like right before I go to bed, because if that shit kicks in before I go to bed, I ain't going to bed. But if I take the Delta 8 and able to fall asleep first, I get the best fucking sleep in my life. And this isn't just me saying I'm guessing it is. Like, no, like my Whoop shows that when I do these things, I get amazing recovery. And I wake up feeling fucking amazing every single morning because I do these things prior.
Man, that's like I'm picturing Uncle Rico with the butterflies around him, like I got relaxed just listening to you say what the fuck you're doing. I'm like, oh man, I need a nap now. That sounds awesome.
How long does that take?
So dude, so like most of that, I cram it in between 9 to 10 p.m., but I'm usually done before that. I don't like stretch hardcore, but I stretch my whole entire body out about 15 seconds for each thing, go through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it doesn't, about a good 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, cool.
That's not bad at all. I like that.
Right on.
All right. So next week we're going to launch the Sleep Better podcast. Babcock.
Get a course, all that good shit.
It'll be your soothing voice telling people what to do next.
Put the lavender lotion on its skin.
Oh man, I love it. All right. So as we start to wrap this up a little bit, dude, you're like rapid fire, man. I love it.
Right on, bro.
You got good juju. I got a couple of fun questions that we'll end with here. So first question, outside of this podcast, what is your favorite podcast?
That's a good question. I never really thought about it outside of this podcast because it's just number one, right? But man, to be honest with you, it's gonna sound crazy. I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts, but the one I mean, I'm trying to think of any other one besides Real AF, but it's kind of hard to, Real AF, man.
That's a good one. If you don't know what that is, go look it up, because that dude is in your face. I've listened to plenty of those episodes of Andy just cussing away. It's awesome. All right, next question. What's your favorite sandwich?
Favorite sandwich? Ooh, oven roasted turkey breast, white bread, mayonnaise, sour cream, onion chips.
That was super specific.
Provolone cheese. Provolone cheese. Almost forgot the provolone cheese.
So you can't see this, but his eyes got real big when I said it.
Excited. That's the question you asked the whole episode.
I'm kind of hungry. Can we take a snack break?
You put the chips on the sandwich?
On the sandwich and then crunch them down.
I used to, as a kid, and as a kid, I mean like probably last year too, I used to do bologna A Kraft single and Doritos on white bread with Miracle Whip, not mayonnaise, but old Miracle Whip.
Ooh. Bro, I'm taking notes. I'm getting hungry right now. I'm mouth watering.
All right, last question. We ask everyone this, and I always love the answer. So you do a lot of social media, obviously. You post a lot, just like the rest of us. If you had a billboard that would display your next post, that was displayed to the entire world, what would you want it to say?
A billboard that is displayed to the entire world of my posts.
Yeah, like, ooh, Zach Babcock says.
Yeah.
You got one shot. Everyone hears the message. Everyone hears it. What do you want that message to be?
Do what the fuck you say you're gonna do. Simple as that, man. Fucking be true to yourself. Be true to your word. Your word's your only thing that you got. Everything else proceeds. You know what I'm saying? It's just do what the fuck you say you're gonna do.
There's 2 shirts now that we got to make.
I want a kickback for these shirts, damn it.
I'll send you an affiliate link. All right, Zach, dude, you're awesome. So first of all, tell the people where they can find you, social media, website, any of that stuff.
Yep. Super simple, man. Come check me out on the podcast, Underdog Empowerment. Make it super simple for you guys in case you want to check me out on any other social media platform. underdogempowerment.com. The podcast and all my socials are right there.
Awesome. And then, as we mentioned, we got a little special thing for you guys to take advantage of. Zach has an insanely valuable podcast course. So if you're thinking of starting one, maybe you've already started one, he's got this overwhelming information. It's a lot, guys. Like I got it the other day. It's a lot, but it's great value. So talk just a little bit about what the course entails and then the deal that we have for people.
Absolutely, man. So what we got here is all of our courses. They collectively sell for $7,400. What we want to do is we packaged them all up and we sell them for $97 now, all the courses, but we're going to give you guys a hookup with a promo code and you get it for $47. But what it's going to do, it's going to show you exactly how to launch a podcast if you haven't launched one yet, how to dial in your marketing message, which is absolutely the most important thing in podcasting, is having a solid marketing message that lands with a specific type of person. Shows you how to dial that in, shows you how to launch and get it ranked on Apple within 48 hours or less. 80% of our clients that we've worked with, well over 200, have done it in 48 hours or less. So it's a proven process. You're going to be able to know that exactly. You're going to know exactly how to grow your podcast audience by doing stuff like this, by going on other podcasts, by tapping into certain networks. It's going to show you how to interview these top level people in your space. I mean, dude, I've had Grant Cardone, and I'm not name dropping. I'm just telling you this, what you're going to learn how to do inside these courses. I've had Grant Cardone, Andy Frisella, Ryan Stewart, like you name it, dude, like a lot of high level people on our show. I put in the scripts and stuff that I use and this exact strategy I use to go and land these. And then finally, it's going to show you all the different ways on how to make money through your podcast. Some ways are going to make sense for you. Some ways are not. That's why we're putting them all in there so you could decide what's right for you. And we're putting that all together for you for $47 when you use the promo code. And you guys got the link in the promo code.
Yes, sir. So we will put that in the show notes for you guys. It'll probably be posted when we post this too, but dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much for offering that. And I'm telling you, if you're listening to this, it's worth a lot more than $47. Just fucking buy it. If you get one thing out of it, one thing to help you, it's worth $47. So it's awesome, man. Zach, you are a phenomenal human being, sir. I am happy that we are connected with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on here. I appreciate it. Jon, you want to take this thing home, baby?
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget, be like Zach Babcock and go get what you worth, baby. Yeah. Damn good show.
Damn good.